I noticed my hair hadn't grown past a certain length for a year plus. Then I realized I was making unconscious mistakes to my hair that caused me a lot of hair growth and also so much breakage. So I'm going to be sharing the mistakes I made, how I was able to grow my hair back in just a year. I started being intentional about my hair growth journey back in 2020 during the lockdown. So I had so much time to actually care for my hair, understand natural hair, and that's what even inspired me to start my YouTube channel. So fast forward from 2020 to 2022, I've been able to grow my hair up to this level. I don't have videos of how my hair looked before, but I think I can find pictures and I'll put them up. My hair was stuck at that length for like 6, 7 years. My hair didn't grow past that length, and I've been natural my whole life. So when I became intentional, I started noticing a lot of difference in my hair, and I was so happy about it. Fast forward to 2023, my hair still looked the same and even looked thinner. So I was wondering what was I doing wrong, and I noticed that my hair was breaking so much. I got a lot of damage from the hairstyles I was doing. I didn't understand what was hair type. I didn't understand all of that. I didn't even know my hair type. So it played a huge role in my hair just breaking, becoming so thin, and I just got over it. After the last protective hairstyle I had on, it literally damaged my hair. My ends were so brittle. I noticed that I developed a lot of split ends. My hair was just breaking a lot. It was a whole mess. And that's when I made the decision to actually stop adding extensions to my hair. Prior to that, I didn't even know I had fine hair. I just realized that this is not working for my hair. It's breaking my hair a lot. And if I want to actually grow my hair, I need to stop doing things that are causing this. And that's when I made that decision. And moving forward, I was so happy I did that. The first thing I had to do was to let go of those damaged ends. Trust me, you have to actually cut them off. That's the only solution to you having a healthy and longer hair. If you notice that your hair is breaking a lot, it's because you have so much split ends, and holding on to them would do you more damage in the long run. So I got my scissors and started cutting. I wouldn't say this is a trim, this was like a haircut because I cut a lot of hair. And one thing I would say is that try and understand how to cut your hair. If you don't know how to do it, or say go to a professional. But I used the twist method, like I twisted my hair in mini twist, and it was easy to see where my hair was thinning out, and I did not care. I was just very scissors happy, and I cut a lot of hair. It was a little bit of a shock after because I've not seen my hair in this length in such a long time. But trust me, to do you a lot of good in the long run, and my hair started flourishing after. So the first step I had to do was just cut off all those dead ends because in the long run it would hold me back in my journey, and I did not want anything holding me back. So cut everything out, and I loved how my hair looked before and after. Like you can tell that there's no more damaged ends, and I was so happy about that. So the first mistake I was making was with my protective hairstyle. I did not realize there was a lot that came with picking the right protective hairstyle for yourself. And I realized that my hair journey in 2020 to 2022, the only difference was I wasn't using extensions to my hair. Like I did my hair myself because of the lockdown. So I was doing low tension hairstyles. And I came to the realization that extensions do not just work for my hair, and I didn't understand why. So I did a lot of research concerning hair type, protective hairstyle, how to pick the right one. Then I realized that not all protective hairstyles are actually protecting your hair. And if a protective hairstyle is not protecting your hair, you should not call it that. If your hair is breaking off in the hairstyle you're using, it's not a protective hairstyle. Then I also did research on my hair type. I found out I have very fine hair, and because of my fine hair, it's very prone to damage. So any form of weight on my hair would cause my hair to break. Any tension on my scalp would do a lot of harm to my hair. So after realizing that, I stuck with no extensions. I did my hair myself. I did not add extensions to my hair, and my hair started thriving so much. I usually go for mini twist and braids, and I also have ways to make it fun. I include like crochet into my hair. I do a lot of French curls. There are so many things you can do to your hair to style it up, and also it being tension free. Like this hairstyle, I did not add any extensions directly to my hair. It's mainly my natural hair with like curly French curls put in for a leave out situation. So my hair is protected, and it is very lightweight, like it's not heavy. I tend to go for hairstyles that are not heavy, no tension on my scalp. And for my hairstyles, I learned how to make my hair myself so that nobody will be out there damaging my hair. So I do my hair myself, and it has worked so well for me. So protective hairstyle was one mistake I was making, but now I had to correct it. I went for low tension hairstyles, hairstyles that are lightweight, and not adding extensions basically, and it has worked so well for me. There's so many variety of hairstyles you can try. I have a lot of tutorials on my channel, from making flat twists to doing boho braids with just your natural hair to doing mini twists. Mini twists is what I use mainly to grow my hair, mini twists and braids. And also the other thing I was doing protective hairstyles that has helped a lot for me is keeping it long term. I keep my protective hairstyle for 3 months. 3 months is the time frame I use to retain all that length. I realized that for you to actually retain more length for your hair is to keep it in a long-term protective hairstyle. If it's free from over manipulation and tension, your hair can grow more. And also, when it comes to my protective hairstyle, I do not neglect my hair in my protective hairstyle. That brings me on to the second mistake I was actually making. When I did some thinking, I realized I did not actually have a routine for my hair. I washed my hair when I felt like, and I didn't even know what was a moisture routine. So basically, my hair was dry, and dry hair tends to develop split ends, which develops to breakage. So my hair was breaking a lot because I had no routine. I was just doing my hair when I felt like once a month, twice a month, if I can. I did not understand what scalp health was, creating a good environment for hair growth, keeping up with your routine, making sure your hair is moisturized, because moisture is what helps your hair to be healthy and for it to actually retain and grow more. Making sure you're washing your scalp, because your scalp health is very important to create a good environment for hair growth. Deep conditioning, protein treatment, a lot of things I had no idea about. And I just realized that that was actually one major thing that made me not grow my hair or retain more length. So your routine is very important. You don't understand the importance of a good routine and being consistent in that routine. When I realized I was never really consistent with my routine and did not have a moisture routine, I had to change that quickly. I made sure to have a good wash day routine that worked for my type of hair and a good moisture routine that keeps my hair moisturized before my next wash day. I would explain how to find a good routine for yourself. The first thing is to know your hair porosity. Your hair porosity is how your hair retains and absorbs moisture. It helps you to pick the right products for your hair. If you have high porosity hair or low porosity hair or medium porosity, it helps you to create your own routine. So for me, I have high porosity hair, so I'm just going to go about how you can create your routine with a high porosity hair. When it comes to high porosity hair, your hair absorbs moisture but doesn't retain it long. So you need to make sure your routine is mostly moisture based. So the first thing is that do not use a clarifying shampoo or a shampoo that has sulfate. It will dry out your hair and cause your hair to break. So for my shampoo, I use the Cream of Nature Argan Oil shampoo. It's a moisturizing shampoo and it works so well for me. And for my deep conditioner, I go in with the Mega Grow Deep Conditioner. Makes my hair feel so soft and it's so good. Then for my products, I make sure to use a very thick leave-in conditioner because of my type of hair. I have, like, my hair is high porosity, so I use thicker products to weigh down on my cuticles so that my hair can stay moisturized longer. Then for my layering process, I do the LOC method, which is my leave-in conditioner, my oils, and my cream. For my oils, I use the virgin hair fertilizer, which you have probably seen on the screen, pair it with my herbal oil. Then for my last step, which is cream, I go in with my shea butter, a very thick butter, so it just locks that moisture, weighs down on my cuticles, and my hair stays moisturized for a week. So my wash day routine, I do it twice in a month to stay consistent. So you have to be consistent in your routine, and creating a good environment for hair growth is very important. Scalp health, it plays a very major role in your hair growth, so make sure that you are consistent with your wash day routine. So my moisture routine, I've worked on it for a year plus now, so I have a very good moisture routine that works well for my high porosity hair. I like to start off with my treatment, and in this tea rings I have hibiscus. It helps with moisture so much. Fenugreek helps to strengthen my hair and reduce hair loss. Cloves, rosemary still do the same thing. It helps with your scalp health, like your dandruff, making sure your scalp health is good. Also, the rosemary helps in hair growth, hair loss, all of that good stuff. After doing that, I like to pair it with my deep conditioning max. I use the Mega Grow Deep Conditioner, like I mentioned before. The only difference with my wash day and my moisture routine is that I simply do not wash my hair. When it comes to my hair, I've realized doing less is more. You do not have to do every single thing for you to have a good and healthy hair. Just make sure you're using the right products and doing the right technique and you are good. So for my moisture routine, it's just basically using the products that help with moisture and keeps my hair moisturized for my next wash day. So I mentioned for my wash day routine, I do it twice in a month. Same goes with my moisture routine. I do it twice in a month. And if you're doing the math, that means every single week I'm doing my routine to my hair. Some people might think that's a lot, but trust me, if you try this, your hair would start thriving so much. Do not sit until you try it. Making sure that your hair is moisturized is a very good thing that you need to practice for your length retention. I pay attention with my ends, especially because they are the oldest part of your hair. And when I realized that if I want to retain length, I need to make sure that my hair is not breaking more than it's growing. And the only way to do that is making sure your ends are not breaking off. Your ends tend to develop split ends when they are left dry. So make sure that your moisture is very important, especially for your ends. They are the oldest part of your hair. They require more love, more care. Make sure that you're getting your trims. I will always say that do not have a scheduled trim. Make sure that you feel your hair, how your hair feels like, how it's doing. You can tell when you need a trim. I do not do scheduled trims. It makes me cut unnecessary hair. So if I'm consistent with my routine, my trims are basically like once a year now because I'm very consistent with my routine and I've noticed that my hair is doing so much better. So I do not have to trim as much and sometimes I do not even need it. So once you're consistent with your routine, you notice that the less your hair is breaking and the more you are retaining length and growing your hair. So having a moisture routine and a wash day routine is very important. Make sure that you are consistent. Also make sure that you know your hair porosity because if the products you're using are working for you, you would notice that your moisture is lasting longer. And if you're using the wrong products for your hair, you can cause your hair a lot of damage, dryness, and you would not like your results. So make sure you know your hair porosity, you're consistent with your routine, and you're doing the right protective hairstyle. So this is the second mistake I was actually making. I was never consistent with my routine. I did not have a moisture routine. So changing that made my hair do so much better. So we're going to go on to the third the mistake I was actually making. So on to treatment. I was never someone that actually used treatments to my hair. I usually dabbled in a few treatments. I would do all those crazy protein marks with honey, coconut oil, um avocados, banana. Like that was usually my go-to when it comes to treatment because that's what I saw on YouTube at that time. So I did not know there were certain treatments you can use to strengthen your hair. Most of the treatment I did was just for moisture, like protein treatment, all of that to reduce breakage. But I did research and found so many powerful herbs that help with strengthening your hair, reducing hair loss, improving your scalp health, and also helping to condition your hair. And I was sold on it. The first thing was these tea rings. All the ingredients in these tea rings helps my hair so much. I've mentioned them before. Trust me, I use this for my deep conditioning process and it makes my hair feel so soft. And because I have fine hair, my hair is prone to damage. So this has helped to thicken and strengthen my hair so much. When it comes to your hair strands, there's nothing much you can do to it because it's genetics. But trust me, adding treatments to your hair will help to elevate it. No matter where your hair is at, adding treatment will always be a plus to your hair. So when it comes to these tea rings, I use it in both my wash day routine and my moisture routine. I include it in my deep conditioning process, and that's how I use my first treatment. So on to aloe vera. This was actually the first treatment I used on my hair. I started using this back in 2021 or 2020, I can't remember, but this has been my go-to leave-in conditioner. I love how it works with my hair because I have high porosity hair, like I mentioned, so I tend to go for moisture when it comes to my routine. And adding aloe vera is an added plus. Aloe vera has so many benefits. It helps with your scalp health, it helps to reduce hair loss, and because of the vitamins in aloe vera, it helps your hair follicles. So this is something I usually add in my routine. I do not do it all the time, but this is something I usually add when my hair is feeling a lot drier than usual. I use it as a leave-in conditioner. And one thing about aloe vera, you need to check if you're allergic to it. I would say first do a skin patch on your skin. If you're reacting to it, then I'll say do not use it. But another thing about aloe vera is that you can use it in so many different ways. You can make aloe vera oil. I love to use this on my hair as a treatment. I usually use aloe vera oil as a hot oil treatment on my hair. I heat up the oil in a bowl of warm water, put it on my dry hair, then do give myself a good scalp massage. This help in the blood circulation on your scalp, which helps to promote hair growth. So I usually do this as a pre-poo treatment. So I do this before I actually wash my hair. So after doing this process, I make sure to wash my hair. It just helps to strengthen your hair strands, improve the blood circulation on your scalp, and also help with your hair shine. Your hair won't look dull after using this treatment though. So this is another way you can use aloe vera or incorporate it in your routine. And this is another treatment I usually do when my hair is feeling dull, dry. I usually just go in with aloe vera because it just helps with that and my scalp health too. So the next treatment I do to my hair is that I make my own herbal oil myself. You call it herbal oil, Ayurvedic oil. So basically they contain herbs that help to strengthen, reduce hair loss, and also help with my hair thickness. So all these herbs, I've mentioned some of them before, but the few that I added in this is moringa. That was the only different thing. Then for my carrier oil, I usually go for olive oil because I use this oil directly on my scalp. So I go for lightweight oils that will not clog up my pores and limit my hair growth when I'm doing my routine. I have a more detailed video on how I make this herbal oil, so I'm going to link that for you to check out. But it's very, very easy for you to make. I would say you do not have to use every single herb in the world to make your own herbal oil. Just pick the right herbs because when it comes to herbs, they usually do the same thing. So that's why I said doing less is more. You do not have to use every single herb. So this is how I make my herbal oil. Another mistake I was making that I did not even think was a huge thing was my detangling process. I usually use detangling brushes to detangle my hair, and I realized that for my type of hair, any extra tension on my hair is not so good because it would cause unnecessary breakage, which I would not even notice. So I decided to stop using detangling brushes on my hair. It has been such a long time. I can't remember the last time I used a detangling brush, but I just decided that all these small things that you're doing to your hair, they literally add up. So I cut off detangling and I switched up how I detangle my hair, and it has made a huge difference. Even though I was careful while using a detangling brush, like I started from the tip and worked my way to the root of my hair, I realized that regardless of me being careful, there is still unnecessary breakage that I'm getting with doing this. So my alternative is doing finger detangling and using a good product with a good sleep. Finger detangling has worked well for my hair because I can feel where the knots are, easily detangle that. Doing finger detangling has helped my fine hair so much because it would not extra tension on my hair. I can feel where the knots are and carefully take them out. And when I'm using my fingers to tangle, also I'm using a flaxseed gel. Flaxseed gel has an amazing sleep, so it just works well for your hair, and also it helps you not to actually cause any form of tangle. It just helps you to detangle very easily, especially when you're coming off a long-term protective hairstyle. Flaxseed gel is usually my go-to to detangle my hair, and it makes me not to lose unnecessary hair. One thing that really amazes me is that just making these four changes actually did a whole 360 with my hair growth journey. I'd never realized my hair could grow this fast. I never realized I could retain this much length in a span of just a year. So it's really crazy how making just a few minor changes can do a lot to your hair. So if you're thinking about starting your hair growth journey, this is your sign to start it now, and do not give up on your hair. So if you have any questions, do not forget to leave that in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer that. And all the updates on my 3 months hair growth challenge is on my channel, so you can subscribe for weekly updates on everything I'm doing to my hair. And that's going to be all for this video. Can't wait to catch you guys in my next one. Love you guys so much, and bye.